Hello, my lovely viewer, I am back again with another British psychological thriller film, called Exam. Please watch the full videos and like, share and subscribe. In the very beginning of the film, there are 8 participants ready for a hiring examination, for a profitable corporate job. In the weird place there is exam hall with desks for each participant kept uniformly throughout the room. To prevent participant from cheating, it also has cameras to monitor their activities. All the 8 of them sit in their respective seat. A guard with a gun enters the room. This makes the candidate nervous. A man then comes there in the room and he says that he is an invigilator. He then apologizes to them for the hardships they have faced to reach this room, and tells them that they are only the past candidates all the processes and now are only one step far from achieving their dream job. The invigilator tells that inside the exam hall there is no federal law applies here. Candidates must only follow the law of exam. They are not allowed to talk, communicate neither with invigilator nor with the guard. Likewise, they cannot ruin the paper intentionally or accidentally. They cannot walk out of the room, then on the spot they will be disqualified. The duration to complete the exam is 80 minutes. There is only one question on the paper before them that they need to answer. Before starting the exam, the invigilator asks them if they have any questions. When no one answers, he wishes them luck, starts the timer, and walks out. Surprisingly, all the candidates are in shock as they look the papers and see nothing. They do not know what to answer because there is no question on paper. They get more nervous as the time pass on. After a while, participant number 2 starts writing something on her paper, regarding the job. As soon as she writes, camera zooms into her paper and find useless thing written on the paper, and the guard is ordered to throw her out because she ruined her paper. She cried and asked for a second chance, but the guard denies and looks door. Soon the number 5 remember the rule and realizes that they can talk with each other but they cannot talk with invigilator or guard, and tells the rule to others and convince others to work as a team to find out what the actual question is before writing answer. All of them start to think and present their thought and possible question, but seems like all of them are confused. Among the 8 candidate 1 does not speak with anyone at all. One man comes up with the brilliant idea to call each others with the pet names so all the candidates' true identity will not be revealed. Now he starts to give numbers starting from 1 as deaf, because he has not spoken yet. Then, the others are named brown, black, and white, according to their race. The girls are named blonde, brunette, and dark, according to their hair colors. Meanwhile in the movie, White says that they get up from their seats because there is no such rule that says that cannot. After saying this he gets up from the seat and guard did not take him out of the room, which means they can move around freely. In the moments, Dark urges that the questions might be written on paper with invisible ink or a watermark. They all agree to give a try but do not know how to. In the meanwhile, again, Dark walks toward the light and uses the lights in the room to see if something is written on the paper. However, there is nothing visible. She again asks all the candidates to check their own because stays quietly in his seat. White comes to Deaf and takes his paper and checks it in the light. When they do not get any results, once again Black come up with another hunch, suggests the writings might be visible to only particular light like UV rays or X-rays. After listening this, all the candidates starts looking for a switchboard to find out whether there is any kind of light in that particular room but did not find. And again they starts to look after source of light. All of them moves to finds the sources of light, but Deaf doesn't help them but stays on his seat. Meanwhile in the movie, Blonde somehow finds strips of emergency lights in the room. But the problem is there are no switches. The group has to break all the other light bulbs to create an emergency and trigger the lights. However, Brown does not agree with the ideas and denies, saying that they cannot take such a risk. So, they decide to vote on the matter and eventually decide to break the light bulb. All the candidates starts to break the light. The room glows into blue because of the emergency black light. All of them now quickly looks to their paper for the question except the Deaf. They did not find anything and looks disappointed again. Meanwhile, Brunette asks to remove the first layer of the strip light because they aren't lit. This might give rise to UV rays which can help them. They use the woman's heels to break the strips and reveal another form of light. However, they are again met with disappointment because these lights do not work either. Now they have only 60 minutes left. White tells everyone to find out alternatives. As they come together and think, White says that they can do anything to number 2's paper as she is already disqualified. So, they gather around her desk and try tracing the paper with a pencil. Still, no question comes out. White now tears her paper into several sections, so that they try to find out question with different methods. Next, he pees on one of the papers to see if it is liquid activated. Unfortunately, it did not work either. Black and White involved in heated argument while discussing what they should do next, but suddenly they stops as they hears Def is crying. Def starts to blabber in French. He then asked them if they can find something in the paper and also told them that the paper reflects their image. They neglect Def blabberings and again starts to discuss upon the ideas. Everyone keeps quiet when Brown speaks. He tells them a theory of his own, claiming that they are not in an exam but are in some kind of betting show. The board members of the company have placed bets on who will crack under pressure, and the sole purpose of them being there is for their entertainment. But the Dark thinks that the board members probably have better things to do with their time, but according to Brown, money is the least of their concerns. With the amount of money they have in their life, the board members probably live for the risks. In the meantime, now everyone come up with their own ideas. Some claim that the Invigilator might be behind this, while others say it might be the CEO. They begins to brainstorm with the possible reason and starts to insult each other. After some time, Brunette tells that there is no one watching them because the CEO is hands-on in the company. He has all of the company's rights and power over everyone. It seems that she knows more about the company than anyone else. In order to clear the doubts, Brown asks her how she knows so much about the CEO. It turns out that Brunette is already working for the company in HR but has never seen the CEO, as she applied for a higher job and now she is here. All the candidates have the different background and knows nothing about the company. A few years ago, when a pandemic spread among young people of the world, they were the first ones to find the cure. Currently, their yearly turnover is $20 billion, all because of their CEO. Suddenly, Black suggests that the company might have found a cure to the newest deadly disease that has been killing millions of people around the world. Dark is suddenly intrigued and asks Black more about it. To be in safe side, White asks Dark if she is infected by the virus. Dark then replies she is not and closes the matters. Dark says she isn't, and dismisses the matter. In order to divert the attention off from her, she approaches the guard and brings a lighter out of his pocket without talking to him. Then, she takes towards the fire alarm. The group comes up with the ideas to use lighter to trigger the sprinkler because water can potentially develop some writings on the paper. For this, Dark gets on top of a chair but doesn't reach the fire alarm. White helps her by giving her a rolled piece of paper that she lights up and uses to trigger the alarm. Soon, water starts showering, but they could not find anything on the paper. Suddenly, the guard makes his way to the group. After that, Dark unfolds the paper in her hand and was shocked to see the paper as of her own. White had betrayed her by replacing the paper. The guard put Dark out of the exam room. She calls White a bastard. After that, and Black says he will punch White lights out. This makes the lights go out but soon they finds out that they are voice activated. Now they want to listen carefully, when Def starts to cry again. White sits in front of him and bullies the poor Def by tearing his own paper and eating it. Then soon guard comes and takes the Def away from the room. There are only 5 candidates left. In the meanwhile, Black. Now only 5 of the candidates are left. Black disparage White for being an awful person, but White instead insists they should thank him for getting their competitors out. Surprisingly, he also tells that he knows what the question is but refuses to tell the others. In a heated conversation, Black knocks him out with a single punch. White is tied by the group and mouth is covered by tie. After some time, slowly White gains consciousness. Brunette removes tie from his mouth and he asks for his medication, saying that he is also infected with the virus and has to take medicine every hour for him to live. Black searches for pills in his pocket but doesn't find one. This makes the group believe that White is just making excuses so they would let him free. However, White keeps saying that one of them has taken the pill and promises to tell them what the question is if they give it back. After some time, he again loses consciousness and starts to shake. Most of them believe that he is just faking, but Black says that he is getting a seizure because of the virus. After that, they stars to look for the pill but cannot find the pills. They look at watch, only 15 minutes left for the exam. Brunette suspects Brown for taking it and is proven right when she finds the pill stuck to a chewing gum under his table. As she tries to feed it to White, but Brown throws it into a vent. As the others try to get it out, Brunette goes in front of the camera and begs the Invigilator to save the man. As per the exam rules, she is not allowed to talk with guard and Invigilator. She is disqualified. After she is gone, Blonde brings the pill out with a bobby pin and saves White's life. She also unties him in the process. After he recovers, everyone asks him for the answer he promised. White reveals that the answers are the candidates themselves. They have been searching for a question all this time, but White thinks that there is no question and the one who is left at the end is the answer. The rest of them believe him, but before they can act, White runs to get the gun from the guard. Black pushes him aside and acquires the gun himself. He points it at White, who confidently claims that he won't shoot anyone. Simultaneously, he attacks Black and gets the gun. However, when he is about to use it, he realizes the gun has fingerprint recognition. So, White uses the guard and points the gun at the others. He threatens everyone to get out of the room on their own so he can win the position. Brown doesn't retaliate with the fear of being shot and deliberately walks out. A scared blonde slowly walks outside but yells, "Lights out," at the end. The room goes pitch dark, making White shoot in random directions. When the lights come back, Black falls limp on the floor with a bullet hole on his chest. White looks around and sees Blonde still has a foot inside the room. He is about to shoot her as well, but notices that the timer has stopped. Now, White walks to the camera and tells the invigilator that he is the winner of the competition. The guard approaches him and shows him the time. White is in shock to see they still have 20 seconds left, meaning that he is disqualified for talking to the invigilator. It is then revealed that Def had changed the time when they were busy discussing other things. At last, the only one left is Blonde. She walks into the room and picks up Def's glasses that had fallen while he was being taken out. Using those, she looks at the paper and sees "Question 1 foot" written on it. To her uttermost surprise, Def enters the room revealing that he is the CEO of the company and was in the test to keep an eye on everyone. Blonde walks up to him and says, "No." The CEO and the invigilator smile, seeing that she has figured out the question and passed the test. It turns out when the invigilator asked them if they had any questions at the beginning of the test, it was the only question they had to answer. The whole exam was set to test the candidates' intelligence and attentiveness. They hire Blonde as the CEO's secretary, but she doesn't accept the job because she doesn't want to work with an organization that kills people. The invigilator reveals that Black isn't really dead and that the bullet he got hit with is a capsule that heals the wound after penetrating the body. It is actually the magical medicine they have recently manufactured which can cure any disease in the world. At last, Blonde accepts the job and the movie ends as she shakes hands with the CEO. Subscribe for more videos like this. Turn on the notification. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe for more.